has taken over.
Let's go.
It's Ferrall.
Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money.
It's Ferrall, coast to coast.
It's Ferrall on the bench, coast to coast, in the biggest way possible, hanging out of bed, see the burgundy, the bad apple with a bad attitude, hanging around a bunch of bad, under bad, say bad, lie, bad, do bad, bad, such bad vibes. We are live in the Magic City studios in the Ferrall Palatial, right across the river to the west from where Granny loves a little purple train wreck in the evening when the sun goes down in New York City. The Big Apple. Ooh. People dressed in plastic bags, directed traffic, some kind of fashion shake it up to do, but all my finna come around, flat to party up, rats on the west side, bad dogs uptown with the best is tattered, my brain splattered all over Manhattan, should do be shake it. It's only rock and roll, but I like it, yes I do, but I like it. Hey, what's gigging? I'm Ferrall, along with your boy Carver High this afternoon. Mafia runs in it with Hayden Fry at LTN and Kansas City Mo, birthday roll call on a terrible towel Tuesday. Let's get it. Xavier McKinney, 23. James Robinson of the Jags, 24. Irv Smith Jr., 24. Eli Apple, 27. Jason Hayward, 33. In honor of his birthday, they released a story today saying he won't be back with the Cubs next year. Happy birthday, kid. Fine timing there by the Cubs PR office. On the guy's birthday, you do him. I mean, honest to Christ. Jamarcus Russell, 37. Matt Moore, 38. Tyson Gay, 40. Jarvis Hayes, 41. Cliff Kingsbury, 43. Your boy Udoka, the Celtics coach, 45. Brian Fuentes, 47. Derek Fisher, 48. Denard Walker, 49. Pat Mahomes, the pitcher, his dad. Remember the twin, 52. Rod Brindamore, 52. Troy Percival, 53. Deion Sanders, Hall of Famer, double nickels for Neon. Vinny Del Negro, 56. Brett Holt, 58. Doug Williams, legend, 67. John Capoletti, legend, 70. Steve Swisher, 71. Ted Simmons, legend, 72. Claude, don't call me Joel Osteen, 83. Rod Laver, 84. Carver High. And Bob Cousy, the plumber, 94. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Woo. The Yankees finally won a game for the first time in 5 months last night, 9-4 over the M's in Seattle. Nothing was going on for me during that game. Thank you. We got money made on that game, though. Your boy Judge with a cranker. Ring the bell, Carver High. Aaron Boone talking on the show today. Chris Sale is the dildo of the week. The guy went out on his bicycle wreck, broke his wrist, surgery done for the year. $60 million they've given this hack. He's pitched 53 innings in 2 years. 60 million clean, all of it, guaranteed. I mean, to tell you, Kyle Bloom talking on the show today. I'm surprised that guy hasn't had a stroke over Chris Sale. Padres lose again. Have they won a game since they got the greatest lineup in the history of baseball? Man, is that embarrassing. It really is. We got Bob Melvin making excuses for you today. Lion's share, all we do is make people fat stacks. Bands make her dance. Bands make her dance. Bands make her dance. We got Coach Young today on the C2C menu. Plus, more baseball. We got a Marte Parte home run. We got Chris Morrell. Is that the guy from Law and Order? No. That was a good one, too. We welcome all of our radio affiliates, Sirius XM Channel 159, Sports Map Radio Network, and Houston Sports Byline USA in San Francisco, and, of course, Mighty 1090 ESPN Radio in San Diego. Never tell you wanna, do you wanna? We got everything. Jed Hoyer on this show. We got even, look at Marte's little brother getting involved. We got a little sighting there. We got all of tonight's games. 16 games. I'm licking my chops to make money. We'll look at the NFL preseason schedule this week. Games Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's unbelievable. There is football now until the Super Bowl every weekend with college and pro football from now until the Super Bowl in Glendale, Arizona. What a terrible place to have the Super Bowl. I'm right about that, too. Where do you find that place out, Carver High? There's a lot to do there, like pick your nose. go to strip clubs. Derrick Henry on the show today. Matt Rule, Kevin O'Connell. He's a head coach in Minneapolis, Minnesota, of a football team you've never heard of. Jamal Williams on the show today from the Lions, crying. I have seen it all. Roquan Smith wants out of Chicago. In fact, my sources are telling me everyone wants out of Chicago. I mean, honest to God. The Bengals changed the name of their stadium as well. It's just as bad as the Steelers' name. We got today in Carver High history. Joe Tsai apparently not going to fire Sean Marks or Steve Nash. And of course, the story has got wings now. It's all over the place that Kevin Durant is threatening billionaire owners in their office. Now it's in London. They had the meeting, and you can think of that whatever you want. You know what I would do? I would keep him and never trade him and never play him. Just pay him to not play for 4 years. See how he likes that, Mr. Know-It-All. He can sit around New York and sell all of his crap, whatever he does in business. I can't keep track of this idiot. Big Ten leaving ESPN. That's like leaving your lover, isn't it? I mean, honest to Christ, how about $1 billion to do network games on every network? CBS, NBC, Fox. Alabama, number one in the preseason. We'll talk college football. Adam Kaplan, our NFL insider, is with us today as well. We got it all for you. And how about that? Baseball, 16 games and a double dip. We got it all. We're going to make fun of people. Can we get a cold freshie? Because it's time for another Coast to Coast.
Are you over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days? I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. Call now for this free book on maximizing your income in retirement. Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers from leading financial firm J.D. Mellberg. That's right, free. This book reveals little-known truths about annuities in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now, because we're about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known truths we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity, and it's free. Call 800-273-2815. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report. We researched numerous products and summarized rates and benefits of annuities, all from Silac Insurance Company. Call 800-273-2815. That's 800-273-2815. Call now.
I lost my motivation. I was feeling old and starting to look it. And then, voila. I feel better than I did in my 20s. If you feel stuck and you can't find the drive, it may be due to low HGH, which naturally drops with age.
Your growth hormone levels start declining in your 20s, but GF9's lab-tested, patented formula is designed to boost GH levels naturally by up to 682%. Growth hormone is associated with reduced body fat, increased lean muscle, improved energy, mood, and more. And best of all, GF9 has been shown to work in as little as 2 hours.
I've taken a million different supplements. This is the first one that I've noticed has made a tremendous difference.
To me, GF9 is the best supplement out on the market.
GF9 is a top-selling male performance product at GNC. Call right now to try GF9 for 60 days absolutely risk-free.
Call 1-800-795-9129 or go to getgf9.com.
Join us. Get your drive back. Get your youth back. And get back in the game with GF9.
You heard a screech outside at night, but you can't see what it is because there's not enough light. You need the Bionic Floodlight from Bell & Howell, the solar-powered, motion-activated, multi-directional floodlight, the versatile wireless, safety, security, and outdoor lifestyle light you'll love. And right now, it's yours for just $29.99, and the shipping is free. Order now, and we'll send a second Bionic Floodlight. Just pay a separate fee. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-604-7066 or order online at bionicfloodlight.com.
If you or a loved one has mesothelioma or any other asbestos-related cancer, call now. Asbestos manufacturers sold deadly asbestos materials to thousands of companies, putting workers at risk. An estimated $30 billion in court-ordered trusts have been set aside to pay out claims to asbestos victims. You may be entitled to a portion of these funds and receive compensation without filing a lawsuit or ever going to court.
For your free legal consultation, call 800-268-1371. That's 800-268-1371. I'm a non-attorney spokesperson.
You smelling all this, Gary?
Love that smell, KG.
See, this is what retirement's all about. Slowing down, smelling stuff, like these. This smells like, oh. Covering the spread, baby! Yeah! That's what I'm talking about! What are you looking at, Gary? Stop looking at my flowers, Gary. Avert your eyes.
I gotta tell you, Carver High, I know you heard me watching that old 30 for 30 on the Canes, and a lot of that footage was of them destroying Nebraska for their 5th national championship with Dorsey going off in that game. I gotta tell you, that made me horny before the show today. I mean, I got all 5 of them right here, baby. I got all 5 right here. And then now they couldn't sniff it if it was on their front porch. But it's very upsetting to me, very upsetting. I have to say, though, one thing important, get the BetMGM app, bet $10 on any baseball game. You got 16 games tonight, bet $10 on a game, win 200 if anybody hits a home run from either side. Use the bonus code MLBHR2022. I did seem to get rid of my Yankees flu last night, Carver High. I had a stomach ache, a headache, a fever, sweats, chills, every time they lost 5 in a row to finally end that nightmare and beat Gilbert Grape was good. And then on top of that, the icing on the cake, we get the ring the bell with our boy Aaron All Rise Judge hitting another one, 44.
We sure did, Scotty. A good night for the Yankees to bounce back after the miserable weekend in St. Louis. They beat up on Gilbert Grape for the tune of 10 hits, 7 runs, and Josh Donaldson, Scotty, believe it or not. I mean, he was raking all night. Drove in the first 2 runs with a single, had a double later in the game. He also had this home run, a moonshot on the Yes Network.
Yankees with a 2-1 lead in the top of the 3rd, 2 out, nobody on. Donaldson cranks that. Way gone to left. Josh Donaldson have a day. 3-1 Yankees on Donaldson's 11th of the season.
I mean, he had a big night. 1st inning, 3rd inning, the home run. It's good to see because, to be honest with you, he's been coming on a little bit over the last week. Starting to see the ball, hit the ball hard, not getting any breaks, and then he finally busted out. But I got to tell you, overall, for the season, I think he's been terrible.
He's been terrible. He has been a lot better the last 7 days or so.
Right.
And listen, he's going to have to be better because the Yankees lost another bat last night, Scotty. I know that we probably didn't sit here in April thinking that losing Matt Carpenter in mid-August was going to be that big of a deal, but that is the case. Carpenter fouled a ball off the top of his foot in his first at-bat last night, Scotty. Broke some bones, and he broke some bones in there. So Carpenter finished maybe late September or playoffs. We'll see how it goes for him. But for the foreseeable future, guys like Donaldson are going to have to pick it up. You mentioned that we rang the bell last night on the line share. We actually did a couple times, but we had a late night ring the bell. Number 44 for Judge on the Yes Network.
The 2-2. Judge drills that. Deep center field. Kelnick looking up. It is gone. Number 44 for Aaron Judge. Doing damage in Seattle once again. And the march to history gets a little closer.
I think that kid is at Ruco. I think he's done a really good job when they put him in there to do Yankee games. And then I hear your boy, the Islanders guy, Burke's going to get the job, is what I'm hearing. When John goes off to pasture, which should be at the end of this season if they know what's right for him. But how is he getting that job? Like, what does he have to do with him?
Well, look, he was one of the guys that filled in over the past couple of months when John hasn't been going on the road. So he got, I guess, a quasi-tryout, you could say. And he clearly, and this is
I don't
just me
listen to
saying
the
this
radio.
This isn't just me saying it because I like the guy. He probably did the best out of all the guys that did it. So it sounds like when they start to roll out the Sterling succession plan going forward, that Berkey is going to be a major part of it. So good for him if that's what he wants to do. God bless him. Last night also, Scotty, Jamison shots of Tyone was teetering on the brink in that fourth inning. Had the bases loaded, was in all kinds of trouble. Ended up getting out of it and finishing pretty good. 7 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, and 6 strikeouts. Booney was very proud of Tyone, Scotty. Here he is.
In that fourth inning there, just how close were you to go and get him and not having him go back out there?
Not that close, because we were really thin tonight. We had a number of guys down, so I had Lucas for length, but really not much, on the backside of that. So I was going to let J-Mo run there. Obviously if he would have had to get up to 35, 40 pitches, then we would have had no choice. But he was going. They strung some good at-bats together against him. I thought he threw the ball incredibly well all night. I had the 3 walks there. And really but the Crawford at-bat was a really tough at-bat against him where, he kept making pitches and Crawford just kind of outlasted him. But, it was a big-time effort by him. We needed it.
So I'll give you a little insight into some of our road trips. Here's Carver High in Vegas. You shower, go down. You're going to have a big Italian steakhouse dinner at Andiamo. Go to the Long Bar before the dinner. He leans his elbows on the table, and he does that. Aaron Boone, he goes like this to me, and I'll never forget. He went like this. Let's get the J-Mo going. Let's get the J-Mo. And then the bartender just brings a bottle of J-Mo over, and it starts. And then it's like, who needs appetizers at dinner? He's like, he gives you the Aaron Boone. Let's get the J-Mo going. He gives him a little, he gets the whole, and he does the whole thing here too with the nose.
Go like that.
The mouth.
Yep.
That's the Drew move right there. And then you get the nose, you get the ears, and then let's get the J-Mo. And then the bartender immediately starts spinning bottles, and he knows it's J-Mo time. And I mean to tell you, you've never seen anything like when Carver High gets going on the J-Mo.
No question about that. We try not to do too many nights like that anymore at our elder age, but we could still get it done if we have to. Bad news today, Scotty, for one of the Yankees, of course, their biggest rival in the American League East. The Red Sox were already plummeting this season as they now sit in last. Chris Sale has had a rough year. He finally came back a couple weeks ago only to take that liner off of his hand and break his finger. He was in the process, Scotty, of rehabbing to come back from that injury when he broke his wrist over the weekend in a biking accident. He will miss the rest of the season for the Red Sox. So let's tally it up. He only pitched 5 2/3 innings this season. He's collected $60 million the past 2 years. He makes $30 million a year. And he only pitched 48 last year. So 48 and 5, 53 innings pitched over 2 full seasons for Chris Sale. More millions than innings pitched. Not a bad gig if you could get it. Let's quickly hear from Red Sox GM Chaim Bloom. He can't believe it either, Scotty.
So this happened Saturday afternoon around lunchtime. Chris had actually just finished up his throwing at BC. Of course, we were using BC this past weekend because of the shows here at Fenway. And took his bike out to go grab some lunch near his house and hit something going down a hill, flew off the bike, and I learned about it later that afternoon. He reached out to Brad. Brad got over there and attended to him, and I was up in Portland actually this weekend and got looped in. Yeah, you couldn't make this up, right? We need to dispatch some people to go find whoever has the Chris Sale voodoo doll and recover it.
The voodoo doll.
It's just, it stinks. It's really unfortunate. I mean, we're relieved this wasn't worse. Obviously, it was a pretty rough spill, and very glad that of bad luck for him and obviously for us.
Your heart Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms.
Attention parents. If your child was born premature and later diagnosed with necrotizing enterocolitis, also known as NEC, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. Certain types of baby formulas have been linked to an increased risk of newborns developing NEC, a severe and potentially fatal intestinal illness that oftentimes requires surgery. If your child was born premature or at a low birth weight and later diagnosed with necrotizing enterocolitis, the baby formula your child was fed may be to blame, and you may be entitled to significant compensation from the manufacturer. Call right now to find out if you qualify. Don't be a victim. Get the help you deserve. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-958-5083. That's 1-800-958-5083.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Diabetics understand all too well the pain of pricking your fingers. But now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can immediately reduce your pain. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 4 or more times daily, injecting insulin 3 or more times daily, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now.
Hi, folks. Medicare Part C plans with extra benefits like getting money added back to your Social Security check may now be available to you in your zip code. Make sure you're not missing out. It's simple. 1, call the number on your screen. 2, they'll look up your zip code and see if you're eligible. 3, they'll check for plans with extra benefits like prescriptions, dental coverage, and the benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every single month. Call now.
I called to get everything I deserve.
I called to check my zip code for a plan with a benefit that adds money back to my Social Security check.
I called to check my zip code.
Millions of people have called the Medicare Coverage Helpline. Call, check your zip code, see if you're eligible, and get what you deserve. Call now.
Call 1-800-810-7576. That's 1-800-810-7576 now.
You smelling all this, Gary?
Love that smell, KG.
See, this is what retirement's all about. Slowing down, smelling stuff like these. This smells like, covering the spread, baby! Yeah! That's what I'm talking about! What are you looking at, Gary? Stop looking at my flowers, Gary. Avert your eyes.
The brighter the lights, the bigger the stakes. Hunt or be hunted. Know your prey. This is a whole new jungle. This is The Lion's Share. Brought to you by BetMGM.
Thing I want to say is, I don't feel anything for Chris Sale. I mean, this guy is getting $60 million the last 2 years, guaranteed. He's pitched, you said it, 53 innings. I mean, it has been an utter disaster his entire time in Boston, right? And the guy goes out, like, who rides their bike to get a sandwich? Does that happen in some kind of fairyland? I don't even know what that is. Like, when is the last time Carver High plopped on a bike to ride down the road to do anything? How about never? He wouldn't ride a bike to his mailbox. But this guy's going out for a Saturday stroll and goes down a mountain and hits a branch. And like, what is he doing? Like, I mean, I'm riding a bike. I'm looking out at, like, what's in front of me, right? I mean, who runs into a tree branch or whatever it is? I don't feel anything. He broke his pinky. I said that day he's a P. It's not even his pitching hand. Man up. I broke every finger on both my hands 15 times playing basketball. It never stopped me once from playing ever. And then now he's broken his wrist riding a bike. Like, honestly, screw this guy. Screw the Red Sox. Screw Bloom. Screw everybody in Boston. I don't care what any of you think of me. That guy's a hack. He's been an absolute nightmare. You talk about voodoo dolls. You got that right. He's been bad luck on that Black Cloud Diner hanging over that ball club, and I hope it rains and lightning. And I hope they're all standing under a tree when it strikes. Woo!
Look, if you're falling off the bike, breaking your wrist, there's a good chance that you had a couple wherever you were. I mean, let's just get down to it. I mean, let's just honestly, we don't know. Obviously, those details are not going to be put out into the open. But, I mean, let's talk serious here. I mean, my man went to go grab himself a lobster roll and whatever else. He got himself a little Namagansett out there, and there you go. Anything's possible with your boy. A little lobster roll. For him. And a Sam Adams. Little Sam Adams.
He's down in Chestnut Hill going to get a lobster roll.
Little lobster roll. You get him over in Chestnut Hill. Why not? You get a couple over there. There you go. It is time for the Lion's Share, brought to you by BetMGM.
Girly man, did you get a lobster roll?
Time for the Lion's Share. Last night, we rang the bell. We got it going with the Taters early in the week. We mentioned Judge Luke Voigt going yard for the Nationals last night at Wrigley. We also had Cole Irvin and Bassett go over. Jamison Shots at Tyone went over. Good night all around. Let's do it again here. We will start in Philadelphia. We've got Zach Wheeler and the Phillies against the Marlins tonight, Scotty. Zach, 6.5, minus 145 to the over, plus 105 to the under. He's over in his last two starts. Only faced the Marlins once this year, and he got shelled by them, Scotty. Only pitched 3 innings, gave up 7 runs, only had 3 strikeouts. I'm leery with Wheeler tonight. I'm leaning to the under, quite honestly, Scotty.
Yeah, I'm going to go for it with him because they're hot. They're playing really good baseball. They're winning every night. They're, making me believe that they're a playoff team that could do some damage, that could, beat a Cardinal, maybe beat a Padre, maybe, they're an upset type team to me. If you really look at it, and they got a rotation now, and they're getting Bryce back. I believe in Wheeler. He's their ace, if you ask me. He's the number one guy, and I think he'll make short order of the Marlins tonight at Citizens. I'm going to take the over.
Next, we will go to Shane. Don't call me Justin Bieber from the Guards, as they have the Tigers tonight. 6.5, the number for Bieber, minus 140 to the over, plus 100 to the under. He's over this 6.5 in 3 of his last 4 starts. He's faced the Tigers already 3 times this season, Scotty. Over in 2 of them. 7 strikeouts, 10 strikeouts, and 5 strikeouts in his previous 3 meetings. Give me the over for Bieber tonight.
I'll take a shot on the under with him because his numbers to me have been relatively fair to middling. He's been average, and you see a guy for a 4th time. Christ almighty, you can't, at least pop out or hit a single or get a walk. Like, at some point, you see a guy enough. I don't understand why you strike out so much, and I don't think he's a strikeout artist at all, to be honest with you. And I'm not, against him. I just don't feel it. I think it's even money that he doesn't do it.
Next, it is Ohtani night for the Angels at the Ashtray against the A's. Now, Ohtani, Scotty, last time out, broke that streak he had of 6 straight games with 6 straight starts of double-digit strikeouts. He faced the A's in his last game, only had 7. Number 7.5 tonight, heavy juice to the over, minus 160, plus 110 to the other. He did not play at all last night. Remember, he got a little banged up on Sunday in the dugout by there. He got banged up. They had to look at him. He stayed in the game, but he did not play last night. I'm a little leery with this one, too. I think it's an under for me for Ohtani tonight.
Wow, I'm going to go over because I think he's upset about his last outing. Didn't play last night. My guess is he's fresh. I still think that the A's stink, and I don't care where they play the game. The A's beat him, or the Angels beat him last night, 1-0, Suarez. That has nothing to do with Ohtani, but the fact that he's coming off a bad outing, my guess is he gets back out on the bump and does his magic tonight. I think he has 10.
Let's go to the big pitching matchup of the night. They meet again last Wednesday in the Bronx. Louis Castillo and Garrett Cole, Scotty. Let's start with Castillo. 6.5, excuse me, is the number against the Yankees. He's got 8 strikeouts in each of his last 4 starts. 2 of those were against the Yankees, who he faces again tonight. Do we think he goes over again against the Yankees, or do we subscribe to maybe that same theory you had with Bieber and the Tigers? This is the Yankees' 3rd time seeing this guy in the span of a month. Are they finally going to hit him?
Yeah, that's a great point by you. So I think the lean is under, that he's not going to do it again. He went down from the game with the Reds in the Bronx to the start in the Bronx with the M's. Now he's home in Seattle pitching against them. Last night, the bats were on fire. Let's not forget, on Sunday, they scored 9 runs and lost to the Cardinals, right? So they're actually swinging and hitting the ball. I won't disagree with you about anything losing Carpenter's bad. The guys had so many doubles, so many home runs, so many walks, and great at-bats for them. I don't believe Donaldson has good at-bats. I think he's 3 or 4 pitches. He goes up there swinging. First pitch, second pitch, fouls one off, and then strikes out or lines out. So, look, I think the Yankees tonight do better against Castillo. I still have my druthers whether or not they're going to beat him. He's beaten them twice easily the last 2 starts, so I'm still on Seattle to win the game.
Ace Ventura's on the other side, of course. Garrett Cole, 7.5 is his number, Scotty. He's over 7.5 in 4 of his last 5 starts. Despite the fact that he got hammered in the first inning against the Mariners, he still had 8 strikeouts against them on Wednesday in that game. So 7.5, minus 160 to the over, plus 110 to the under. I'm going over with Cole again.
Yeah, I'm going to stay under with Cole tonight. He got absolutely spanked by them in that first inning. 3 home runs, 6 earned runs. I do not like what I see from him lately. I would hope that he has a big night tonight. I want him to win. I just don't think he beats Castillo, and I don't think he has 8 strikeouts.
Let's rifle through the taters tonight, Scotty. We want a big night here with some homers. We'll start with Rhys Hoskins. We said yesterday we were putting him in. He's got homers in 4 straight games, plus 275 against the Fish tonight. Let's get it, Scotty.
Boom. I'm on that. And while I'm at it, give me a Schwarber too, just for good measure.
Yes. That's what I like to hear. Next, Braves and the Red Sox at Fenway tonight.
And
now, look,
Castellanos.
I'm looking to tee off, just like you are with the Phillies against the Fish. I'm looking to tee off with the Braves against the Sox tonight in Fenway. Now, I've got Acuna Jr. here at plus 275. You want to play Riley at plus 275. You want to play Olsen. I don't care who you want to play tonight. I would load up on the Braves at Fenway. I think they're going to score a lot of runs.
Yeah, I think Acuna's going to put one over the monster, and I think Riley will too.
Now, make sure Acuna's in the lineup. I know he was a little banged up this weekend. If he's not, pivot to Riley. Go with him. Same price, 275. And then Olsen. Nolan Arenado, 4 homers in the last 10 days, Scotty. He's been on fire as well. They're at Coors Field tonight in the thin air at Denver, plus 300 for Arenado.
I think that's a great bet. I mean, the ball flies out of there, all kinds of funky. Why not? The guy's really seeing it. It's like he's playing softball.
And you know I always like one with a guy who I think is about to get there and get going. Freeman had a ton of hits against the Padres this weekend. Hasn't gotten it over the wall in a little bit. I think he's ready to go. Ryan's pitching for the Twins tonight. He sucks. Plus 310 for Freddie Freeman.
Why not? And give me Will Smith to boot.
Oh, there you go. Willie Smith in the mix. All right, Rangers and the Astros under 4 in the first 5 innings tonight. Minus 110. That's my underplay. Your Kitty's going along with Martin Perez. Little slow start there.
I love that bet. Both of these guys are great. They don't give up runs. Perez is fantastic. In fact, I'm taking him in an upset.
Braves win and over 7.5 runs scored, plus 130. We mentioned the Braves are going to score a lot in Fenway. And the Rays and the Brewers tonight, Scotty. Both to score 4 or more runs in Milwaukee. Plus 240, the big bomb of the night on the game props. Let's go.
I'm on both of those. Boom, 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 boom.
The Lion's Share, presented by BetMGM.
Are you over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days? I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. Call now for this free book on maximizing your income in retirement. Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers from leading financial firm J.D. Mellberg. That's right, free. This book reveals little-known truths about annuities in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now, because we're about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known truths we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity, and it's free. Call 800-273-2815. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report. We researched numerous products and summarized rates and benefits of annuities, all from Silac Insurance Company. Call 800-273-2815. That's 800-273-2815. Call now.
With Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Don't worry, help is on the way.
With any of Life Alert's 3 emergency systems, help can be summoned immediately, and batteries never need charging.
I was having a stroke, and I was scared to death.
If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
Life Alert is a lifesaver.
My husband is alive because of Life Alert.
Life Alert is the lifesaver to keep me out of assisted living.
Life Alert saves a life every 11 minutes.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-609-5506. That's 1-800-609-5506. Call now. 1-800-609-5506.
You heard a screech outside at night, but you can't see what it is because there's not enough light. You need the Bionic Floodlight from Bell & Howell, the solar-powered motion-activated multi-directional floodlight, the versatile wireless, safety, security, and outdoor lifestyle light you'll love. And right now, it's yours for just $29.99, and the shipping is free. Order now, and we'll send a second Bionic Floodlight. Just pay a separate fee. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-604-7066 or order online at bionicfloodlight.com.
Attention! Do you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS? If so, you may qualify for the IRS Fresh Start program, so you won't have to make any payments to the IRS. That's right. If you qualify for the IRS's Fresh Start program, you won't make any IRS payments once you are accepted. Once you are in the IRS Fresh Start program, they must stop all harassing and threatening collection activities. Call Tax Relief today now at 800-382-1870 to see if you qualify. Again, 800-382-1870.
All right, Ferrall back on Coast to Coast. And I mean, honestly, your boy, Coach Young is here, which is rock star status. And there's so much gook in the Brooklyn. I won't even go into the borough. I won't even go into the borough. I stay in Manhattan. It's bad enough with all the murders we got. We got everything under control here with, 5 to 10 murders a day, broad daylight. I don't have time to go into the gook in Brooklyn. You're telling me right now on Coast to Coast that not only has the Cream Puff Reaper allegedly threatened the billionaire owner of the team with all kinds of shenanigans, but now you're telling me that young, the earth is flat, Kyrie is saying that he can't stand Marks or Steve Nash, on top of the fact that Durant says he hates him too. Now, I told you many times, I think Marks is the Oriental rug. They walk all over him. And I said that Nash is Madame Tussauds, a wax doll on the sideline because he can't coach. But you're telling me that now Kyrie says he sucks?
Oh, I haven't seen this much beef come out of Brooklyn since Bad Boy and Death Row were going at it in the 90s. Rest in peace, Biggie Smalls and Tupac Shakur. We missed the both of you. Now, on to this. These clowns are all having fun with it. Kyrie out of nowhere. Kyrie's been quiet. You know that, brother. He couldn't stay quiet for too long. He comes out today and says, I hate these guys, meaning Sean Marks and Steve Nash. I mean, what are the Knicks are sitting here right now looking like the most stable organization in the NBA compared to those clowns. You got guys requesting trades. You got guys, backing up their coach. The GM hasn't said nothing. We don't know where Nash is. Nash may be watching his soccer team up in Canada play right now. And then Mr. World is flat. Kyrie Irving is now dropping in as like the third man in the room off the top rope. So this has just become a complete circus in Brooklyn.
Well, I know they would never do it, but yesterday I surmised that they should trade him to any number of worst teams in the league and not give him anything he wants. All this rhetoric about Boston, Miami, Toronto. Send him somewhere he'll be miserable. You know what I think the most fun would be, now that you mention it, it would be trade his ass to the Knicks, because then we could actually watch him melt down in his older years. The tabloids would blame him for every loss, because look at the drama with Durant in Brooklyn, in New York. It has been nothing short of excellent in terms of drama. There's never been any winning. There's never been any titles. They didn't even sniff it. But how funny would it be if they traded him to the Knicks and we got to watch him melt down with that crappy franchise?
I'll tell you this as a Knicks fan. If he came to the Knicks, it'd be a disaster. But here's the craziest thing about it, Ferrall. Could you imagine him doing it with the Knicks? Like, it would be the Nets drama times 50 compared to the Nets. Let's be honest. I don't care what anybody says, okay? I know they had Kyrie. I know they had Harden. I know they had Durant. The Knicks are still way more popular in New York than the Nets. You still go to a Knick game, you still got half the Knicks fans are in the Barclays Center. So that just shows you where basketball royalty is. It's kind of like the Giants and the Jets, or the Yankees and the Mets. They're the little brother to them. Or Lakers Clippers. They're the little brother. So it would be fantastic drama. But I do say this. I think the Nets would be so paranoid that they sent them to the Knicks. And what happened if it worked? What happened if he just played ball? They would lose their minds. Yeah, I know. What? So it'll be interesting. What? But here's the thing, and this is my thing. I go with this whole situation. I think the Nets, they weren't moving the needle with the trade market. I think Kevin Durant, in my honest opinion, leaked the story that he wants out again. And he wants out, and they're using this whole thing as Sean Marks and Steve Nash as a smokescreen. You know why? Because it creates zero leverage for the Nets. No leverage. So now if the Nets want to trade him, you're not going to get even money, because basically Durant turned around and said, hey, it's either them or me. And the bigger idiot is Joe Tsai. You don't have to say anything. Keep your mouth shut. You went on Twitter literally within 2 hours and said, well, I'm happy with the direction of my franchise. Well, god damn, didn't you just ruin his trade value? You might as well get him up out of here. Otherwise, hey, forget Days of Our Lives. Forget General Hospital. Just send a crew to Nets training camp for an hour a day, and that'll be the best soap opera on TV.
Well, I mean, let's face it, Coach. The two of them, and Harden too, I'll throw him in there. They've ruined the Nets. I mean, the Nets right now are a bloodletting. They're ruined. Either way, they're ruined. So you said, if he were to, like, hypothetically go to the Knicks, so what? So what if he went there and won? They've already destroyed the Brooklyn Nets. They've destroyed the team. They have no chance. They're the Titanic. I mean, they have gone down like the Titanic. And that roster of theirs with O'Neal and Harris and Claxton and Mills, I was looking at it yesterday. It's a bunch of hacks. They're a bunch of hacks. Now, let me ask you this. Do you believe that he actually threatened the owner, the billionaire owner in London? Do you believe he actually went in there and threatened his boss, a man that gives him $40 million? Do you believe he went in there and threatened? Because I don't. I believe that he demanded a trade in May or whatever it was, and they got swept, whatever it is. He demanded a trade, and now what? He has to go demand a trade again? We already knew that he wanted out, and they've never been able to find partners or partner that can give them what they want. And you know what I would do? It's either trade him to a hack team like the Knicks, I swear to God, or keep him, because they own his ass for 4 years and let his miserable ass be just absolutely depressed. Let him have mental health problems. Keep his ass in Brooklyn. And I'll tell you what, you don't want to show up for work? Then don't show up for work. We'll pay you, and you won't play in the NBA for 4 years. And then you'll be 38 and finished.
Well, I will tell you this. When push comes to shove, I do think Kevin Durant loves basketball enough that if the Nets call his bluff and don't trade him, I think he would report. Now, Kyrie is another story. I mean, I think he would report. I think he would go there, and I think he would play. He would cause some hell in the locker room, but I do think Kevin Durant actually loves the game of basketball enough that he wouldn't sit at home and not play. Now, let's go back to this. Was he in London? Yes. There was footage the night before of him and Harden. I think at the Travis Scott concert in London. So he was in London. That lines up. Do I think he goes back to Joe Tsai and say, hey, I still want to be traded? Yes. The second part is just a little fishy. Because here's the thing. If you really think about this and you really, really break this down, you chose the Nets. You didn't get traded to the Nets. You chose the Nets. And you chose to play with Kyrie. Number two, you went to Joe Tsai and Sean Marks and said, we don't want to play for Kenny Atkinson. You went to Joe Tsai and Sean Marks and said, we want Steve Nash, to the point where Kyrie said, we don't need a coach. We don't need a coach. We can handle this ourselves. So at the end of the day, these suckers, they made the bed that they're sleeping in. It's just that it ain't at the Ritz-Carlton bed they're sleeping at. They're sleeping at some Motel 6 in Wyoming, and that's why it's getting all rough. And we know what they do when it gets rough, Ferrall? They complain. They complain because that's the way the league works. You turn around and you go somewhere else. So that's why I blame the Nets, because you did everything wrong after you got him. You had the team. You had the young talent. You had the coach in Kenny Atkinson, and you let the inmates run the asylum. When you try and have the inmates run the asylum, and then you try to get the prison back, Ferrall, it never ends well.
Well, and the fact is that what's the benefit of, you want to be traded, you want out, you want to go, you got all these teams you list that you want to play for, but then you go to a Travis Scott concert and you wake up with a hangover and you decide, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go down and I'm going to chase down Joe at the Four Seasons and I'm going to threaten him and tell him it's either me or Marks and Nash. None of that makes sense to me. Now all of a sudden, if you get rid of them, I'll keep playing in Brooklyn. You want out, you don't want out, you want this guy gone, you want that guy gone, but you wanted him, like you said before, you wanted him as the coach, and now you don't like him as a coach, and he was dealt a bad hand. I just don't buy it. It's just too many pieces. The coach, the GM, he wants out, he doesn't want out as long as they get rid of them. I mean, this stuff is classic. Look at the headlines today. Look at the headlines. That's all it is tabloid. This is tabloid headline journalism at its worst. And it's not reality. Reality is that they got their ass swept and he wanted traded. That's the story. He wants out. Mm-hmm. Not all these new updates and new demands and I want this guy gone and that guy gone and then I'll stay. I don't believe any of it. I mean, was I right or what when I said that this guy was cream puff? There's something wrong with this dude, man. Let me tell you something. He never won in Oak City. He never won in Brooklyn. He only won when he was around Steph Curry.
Hey, and here's the thing. Curry got his ring without him. So now it's not even looking right. So here's what I'm going to say about this whole situation, especially with Steve Nash. And I've known Steve Nash for a long time through some mutual friends that we have. And I haven't talked to him in a minute. I'm going to say this. If they wanted to fire Steve Nash, wouldn't they have done it right after the season? Yeah. If they wanted to fire Sean Marks, wouldn't they have done it right after the season? So if KD leaked this whole thing, or gave an extension, so that's the thing. They knew, as in KD, he knew that Joe Tsai was not going to fire him. And even if they fired the two of them. He still wants out. I'm telling you, this is about leverage. This is about moving Durant, and Durant wants to go to Miami. But Miami doesn't want to give up Jimmy Butler or Bam. He wants to play with the two of them. And if Bam gets traded, you got to throw Ben Simmons in, which makes it even harder to make the trade. So I do think this is something where this is a smokescreen to get Durant out of there. He wants to go to Miami. Yes, Boston's got a package with Jaylen Brown. Maybe Toronto comes around and panics and gives up Scotty Barnes as part of the deal. But I still think at the end of the day, he wants to go to South Beach.
Do you really believe for 1 minute that they're going to trade? Honestly, now, I'll eat my words. I've eaten a million hoagies. I will eat my words. You really believe that they would trade Jaylen Brown for a 33-year-old guy with a blown-out Achilles? I know he scores 30 a game, but what did he do in Brooklyn besides complain? He didn't win anything, ever. You're going to trade that 27-year-old badass for that 33-year-old. All he does is cause trouble. And now you're going to bring him to Boston with Tatum. I would no more trade Jaylen Brown than fly a kite.
I think at the end of the day, he doesn't get moved there. I think it's going to be Miami. Let's see what happens. Miami's got work to do if they want to make it work.
What are they going to give us? Strus and Duncan Robinson? How about Haslam? We could have that 90-year-old too. They're going to put him in the package? Just stop. I mean, none of that makes any sense to me, that Miami stuff. Love you, Coach.
Hey, more hero sandwiches.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday, and I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
With Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-450-0515. 1-800-450-0515.
Funerals can be emotionally devastating for a family to go through. Besides the sorrow, loved ones are left with the high cost of arranging a funeral. Funeral Advantage was formed to help protect your family when they need it most. It pays your loved ones up to $20,000 immediately for funeral and any other expenses.
It's a good feeling to know that my family will be taken care of if anything happens to me.
Funerals can easily cost $9,000 or more, but government benefits pay only $255, leaving your loved ones to pay the rest.
It's so easy. Just answer a few simple health questions. This is so affordable, even for someone like me who's on a fixed income.
If you're 40 to 85, get information on how to protect your family. Funeral Advantage is something we all need. There's no risk or obligation. Call now.
Get the facts about how easy it is to protect your family. Call 800-565-6178. That's 800-565-6178.
If you or a loved one has mesothelioma or been diagnosed with another asbestos-related cancer, call now. An estimated $30 billion in court-ordered trusts have been set aside to pay out claims to asbestos victims. You may be able to receive compensation without ever going to court or filing a lawsuit. Thousands of hardworking men and women have been diagnosed with mesothelioma because manufacturers put profits ahead of safety. Manufacturers knew the risks of asbestos exposure for years, but knowingly manufactured and sold deadly asbestos-containing materials, putting millions of American workers at risk. These manufacturers have tried to avoid compensating their victims, but the courts have ordered them to set aside an estimated $30 billion in trust money for the victims of asbestos. Call now to see if you're entitled to a portion of the $30 billion. You could receive compensation without filing a lawsuit or going to court.
For your free legal consultation, call 800-268-1371. That's 800-268-1371. I'm a non-attorney spokesperson.
This is a paid advertisement for legal services. Attention! From 1953 to 1987, veterans and civilians were potentially exposed to toxic chemicals in the drinking water at Camp Lejeune. Exposure to these chemicals increases the risk for cancer and other health problems. If you or a loved one were diagnosed with a serious illness after being exposed to contaminated water at Camp Lejeune, you may be entitled to compensation.
Call Sokolov Law now at 1-800-327-4629. That's 1-800-327-4629.
Carver Hyde just did mention to me that he was interested in ordering a 12-foot-long hero sandwich if I was in on it with him, and it looks like we're going to order it and just, scarf it down before the end of the show.
Yeah, that's okay. We could do that. I mean, why not? We'll get involved. We could split it up a couple of different ways and chop it up. Everybody's hungry. We still got a couple of hours to go here on Coast to Coast, so why don't we can feed everybody? Feed the crew, too.
What I mean?
That's a big enough hero. We do have a game, Scotty, that actually starts in about 10 minutes from now. There is a doubleheader at the K in Kansas City between the White Sox and the Royals, Kauffman Stadium. We have Lance Lynn going for the Sox in game number 1. Scotty, Bradley Singer is going for the Royals, minus 124 for Chicago, a total of 8 in this one. What do we like in game number 1 of the doubleheader today?
Yeah, I'm on the Royals. I like Singer. ERA's 3.6. He's, got better numbers than Lance Lynn. Lance Lynn has been a disaster this year for the White Sox. I have no faith in him whatsoever at all. I'll take the Royals in game 1.
And we did hear this on Twitter. Somebody reached out to us. They said we should have threw Salvi Perez in for the Taters on the Lion's Share today. He destroys White Sox pitching. So you know what, Scotty? We got 2 games maybe for Salvi Perez today. We'll throw Salvi Perez in for the Taters as well.
He's been hitting
let's
them
go.
Lately.
He has been hitting them, and he does beat up on the White Sox. So there you go. 15 other games tonight in Major League Baseball. We will talk about all of them. We'll recap last night, including when we come back, Scotty. Another loss for the Padres, this time to the Giants at Petco. A little controversial as well, involving the umpires and the replay crew.
And last night, you get the late-night Yankee game, same thing tonight, plus you got the Padres, Giants late night, Ohtani late night, Rangers, Astros with that great...
And the Buccos!
Going for
the Buccos!